Good evening. Welcome to your PrimetimeSports.com. And we have gotten to the point of the season we've been looking forward to all year. It's 5A East Conference play. And our first 5A East game of the season is the Beebe Lady Badgers against the Blytheville Lady Chickasaws. I'm Dave Grimm, and alongside me, as always, Clifton Garmrath.
Good evening.
Oh, goodness. I got to turn you down. You're excited, I guess.
Do what?
You're excited, I guess.
I just said good evening.
Yeah, knocked my ears off. Okay. So, lots of things to talk about tonight. First of all, of course, this is the first 5A East game of the year. These two schools, Blytheville comes in with, this is their first conference matchup. Their overall record, Blytheville is 5-6, and BB 9-5 overall, which is kind of backwards from the way we thought it would be when we first started talking about these two teams before the season started. So, but conference play, throw these records out the window. Everything changes. Everybody's at 0-0 when conference play starts. We've got the magazine is out. Our 5A East preview basketball magazine is out. If you follow us on Twitter or Facebook, you already know that. We'll talk about that during the course of the night. All 16 teams, boys and girls, in this conference are featured in that magazine. And you can pick it up pretty much at any school in the conference. We're efforting that as we speak.
At this time, you will be able to pick it up at everywhere except Batesville.
Everywhere right now except for Batesville. And we'll take care of that in the weeks to come.
Yes.
So you should be able to find it. Has all the teams in it. $4 a copy. You can't beat that with a baseball bat.
No, and I've had several phone calls today, and people say, man, I like it.
Yeah?
So, I'm pleased. I'm much more pleased with it than the football. Football was our first issue. There were some mistakes in there. I found some minor mistakes in the basketball one, but the main thing is the kids having their name and their photo matched up, so I think we're good to go on that.
And we're going to do a baseball-softball issue, too. Is that correct?
At this time, yes.
All right. Well, we are about to get our first conference game of the season underway. Lady Badgers versus Lady Chickasaws right here, right now, from Blytheville, Arkansas.
Now keep your eye on number 32 for BB, Jamie Jackson. Really good player.
And she's out there jumping right now, along with Blytheville's number 11,
BB in the
Aisha Humphrey.
BB in the burgundy uniforms and Blytheville in the home white.
Tip control by BB, and right away, all the way to the end of the floor, a foul is going to be called as BB's number 23, Kalila Miller, went up for the shot and drew the foul. And she will start this game only 4 seconds into it from the free throw line.
And Miller, another leader for the BB Badgers. Matter of fact, in the magazine, I believe the title is Jackson Miller lead the way for the Lady Badgers. So
there you go.
Those two girls.
And she shoots from way over to the side of the free throw line. She got them both, so I guess it works for her. The full court press is on by the Lady Badgers, and now they back it off as the Blytheville Lady Chicks bring the ball down the floor. That is Aisha Humphrey with the basketball at the free throw line. She drives in, puts it up, has it partially blocked, and the rebound comes off to Blytheville. That one doesn't go in either. Finally pulled down by BB's Kelsey Brockway. So now the Lady Badgers will set up their offense for the first time tonight. Over in the corner with it, that is Whitney Emerson, and we've got a whistle. And another foul charged to the Blytheville Lady Chickasaws.
Well, you'll get caught every time when you're playing defense behind the offensive player and you reach around trying to deny her the basketball. You gotta get out front.
Deja Prude committed the foul. That shot up immediately and didn't even come close for number 32. You just said her name, Jamie Jackson. All the way to the other end of the floor. Humphrey ties up the ball game. First field goal of the ball game. 2-2. That was turned over, and it'll be Blytheville basketball.
Scoreboard sponsored by the Big Top Flea Market in Paragould.
Right.
So we always want to mention them and shout out a big thank you to the Big Top.
Over there in the corner, almost trapped. She gets it to Humphrey. Now it's loose. And coming up with it is BB.
Taken away by number 20 for BB.
That's Brockway. And then Jackson puts a jumper up and in.
That took a couple of rolls around the rim before it went in.
4-2 Lady Badgers. We're at our usual perch up here in the Blytheville Chickasaw gym, except now we're on television. There's a nice layup.
That's a good move by Fowler, Kaylin Fowler.
We're all tied at 4 now. It could be this way throughout the course of the night.
And Madison Ritchie just about got in trouble. Picked up her dribble in the middle of the floor, and there's a whistle.
A timeout is going to be called by the Beebe Lady Badgers.
And that might be what Coach Ritchie is saying. Why are you picking up your dribble out here in the middle of the floor?
It's a 30-second timeout. So I want to show you, if you haven't already seen it on Facebook or Twitter, this is our basketball magazine. There you are. Hey, Clifton.
Well, I had to move a chair.
They saw the better side of you there, I think, just now. This is our basketball magazine right here, and I'll try and get in real close for you. On sale now, $4 a copy. The cover story, the Paragould Lady Rams, the state runner-ups last year, trying to go for a state championship this year.
About 80-page magazine, all color.
And all the boys and girls teams in this conference are covered in that magazine. We're back underway after the brief timeout for the Lady Badgers. It's BB basketball. And it's going to be batted out of bounds. It'll still be Lady Badgers basketball.
So I was busy with a fan a minute ago on a magazine. Did you do the intro like you told me?
Oh, no. We're going to wait before the boys' game.
Okay, all right.
That's a boys-related thing, so we'll wait for that.
Madison Ritchie drove the baseline, and she tried to get that basketball passed off, but she couldn't get it out of her hands, and she stepped on the out-of-bounds line, so turnover for the Badgers. They seem a little bit rusty right now, don't they?
Well, the holiday break, probably several days since their last game. And, of course, it's the first conference game of the year, too, so they're feeling each other out. That shot from the paint won't go. Humphrey puts it back up, and she draws the foul. Aisha Humphrey is going to shoot a couple of free throws. 5:28 remaining in the first quarter.
Now, if I remember correctly, last year we called out Humphrey quite a few times, so I would think that she's probably their go-to player.
Got one. Gives Blytheville its first lead.
And LaKeisha Robinson, probably another go-to player for the Chickasaws.
Well, there's a book right there in front of you that says all that
I
stuff.
know, but I don't have time to read all that.
Still waiting on that second free throw, and she got them both.
And Blytheville taking a 6-4 lead over the Badgers.
Now, here come the Lady Badgers against the Blytheville press. They get it across. They get it all the way over in the corner. The three-pointer is on the way, and it's off the mark for number 23.
Good steal there by Jamie Jackson.
Stolen by Jackson and put up and in. We're tied at 6. Back and forth. We have gone so far here early in the ball game with 5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Inside, it's stolen away by Jackson.
Well, that was just a forced pass by...
And Humphrey came up from behind and poked that one out of bounds. It'll still be BB basketball.
By the Hill girl.
Yeah, I have a very tiny roster here, so I'm having the same trouble you are trying to locate those names on this little bitty roster. BB basketball. There's a jumper. Good job. That's Madison Ritchie, the daughter of the head coach, who knocks down about a 12-foot jumper to give it a 2-point lead to the Lady Badgers. 8-6. Now here come the Lady Chicks once again. Back and forth they have battled so far here in the ball game. Down on the baseline, and now she traveled with it. No call. Back inside he goes, and off the glass and in for number 15, Deja Prude. I hope I'm saying her name right.
I think you are.
We're tied at 8. Back down to the other end of the floor. And from the paint, that shot is not going to go for Miller. We've got a jump ball on the rebound, the arrow pointing at the Lady Chicks.
Coach Ritchie is going to his bench here in the first quarter, about halfway through the first quarter.
been a while since we've done a game, since before Christmas. I'm knocking the rust off myself.
I start
here.
to say we may be a little rusty ourselves. Well, I've seen a lot of basketball, Dave, during the December months.
I bet. Were you at, well, we'll talk about it in a minute as we see the steal
Yes,
here.
I was. I know what you're going to ask me. Nice drive by Madison Ritchie. She couldn't get it to go, but she was fouled going up for that layup. But, yes, I was at the NEA tournament, and
Were you there on
seen the dunk.
championship night?
Oh, yeah.
Or no, actually, I think it was semifinal night, wasn't it?
No. That was championship night.
It was on Monday.
Yeah, championship Monday.
We're going to go into more detail on that in between the girls and boys games.
Seen it with my own two eyes. I was one of the 2,000-plus people that went, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll tell you, last night, the world on ESPN went, ooh.
Oh, yeah. Prettiest I've ever seen in high school.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we will.
And she got both free throws. Nobody's missed a free throw tonight. It's
seen
10-8.
some good basketball. Seen a great game last Saturday, Paragould Lady Rams, because they were snowed out at the Mountain Home Tournament.
They threw a game together with North
Little Rock. Great game.
Good. Now we got a whistle and a foul called against Beebe. And it'll be on the floor, and they'll inbound it underneath the basket. 3:43 remaining here in the first quarter. One of our sponsors at Your Primetime Sports refereeing down there tonight.
Well, all three of those referees are from Paragould.
Hey, stolen away. Stolen by Jackson, and on the run with it. She goes
coast
to coast and
yeah.
puts it off the glass and in. And the largest lead of the night for the Lady Badgers. It's 12-8. Now, Lady Chickasaw basketball. This is Trisha Hill up top with it. Works it inside and stolen again by Jackson. She seems to be everywhere on the floor here early in the ball game. And again, she goes coast to coast. This time she lost the handle on it. And going the other way with it fast is Jabruna Brimlett. And Brimlett puts it off the glass and can't get it to go. It's actually going to be out of bounds. And who touched it last? They're going to say BB touched it last. So the Lady Chicks will inbound it underneath their own basket. I'm going to have to turn that thing. I don't know what in the world's going on with my phone. But here it comes Humphrey, who drives in and puts it up and in.
Well, we have a light crowd here at Blytheville.
Well, they're not even back in school yet. They don't start back to school from the break until Monday.
As most schools.
Now, Paragould started back this week.
They started back yesterday, or
Wednesday.
was it Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a turnover right there, and Blytheville will get the ball back. 3 minutes to play in the quarter. So Paragould, one of the few schools that started back the day after New Year's Day. And Greene County Tech and Blytheville and BB all not in school this week and won't start back until
Forest City wasn't
Monday.
either.
Forest City. Blytheville with the basketball.
And Wynn wasn't either, my friend.
Hill, now they work it inside. Humphrey,
good pass.
Down low, shot up, won't go for Brimlett. And the rebound comes off to Jackson, and she was fouled on the way back up the floor.
Well, there's been a couple of good passes down low for the Lady Chicks, but they're not able to get it in the hole. They could very easily be tied up or have a one-possession lead right now.
Across the timeline it goes, and now there's a baseline jumper that is not going to go in for Annalie Glass. Blytheville basketball. Humphrey. Now Brimlett down low. It's going to be loose, and another jump ball is going to be called. This time the arrow pointing back at the Lady Badgers. Our
and
cameraman.
Coach Young starting to run another new set of players in. A couple of new girls just came in.
Our cameraman, Mikey Dupuis, staying on top of the action for you down there on the floor. From his perch up to our right. Beebe Lady Badgers basketball, almost batted away. They retained it. Now Jackson for three, got it. 5-point lead for the Lady Badgers. Largest lead of the night so far. Blytheville with the basketball. Prude. Jumper, short. Offensive board inside, put back up. It's not going to go for Guyton. And
Prude had her hands on it, and Jackson just took it away from her.
Jackson stops and pops. Set shot won't go, and it's rebounded by Blytheville. Going back the other way, that's Fowler with the rebound.
You should have said stops and no pops.
Yeah, it didn't go in. So now, here are the Lady Chicks back on their end of the floor. And here's a three-pointer for Prude. It's not going to go. Offensive board put back up, count it, and she draws a foul. That's Fowler, who makes the layup. And she's going to make a trip to the free throw line with 1:13 left here in the opening quarter.
And here comes Robinson back in the game for the Lady Chicks.
Now did you tell me earlier that Forest City played Greene County Tech last night? Is that right?
Tonight.
They're playing them tonight.
Mm-hmm. Greene County Tech's at Forest City, and Nettleton travels to Wynn, and Paragoul's hosting Batesville.
So that's a little bit of a scheduling change, because we had Greene County Tech scheduled to play Forest City next Tuesday night. We were going to bring you that game. That's not going to happen now. They've changed their schedule up just a little bit. We'll tell you about that momentarily. Here's Jackson. Now down in the corner it goes to Ritchie. Ritchie drives in and puts it up, and she draws a foul, and with 56 seconds left in the quarter, she's going to shoot a couple. So instead of Greene County Tech at Forest City, which we were going to bring you Tuesday, which is actually being played tonight, we're going to bring you Forest City at Wynn Tuesday night. So we'll still have half of that combination for you right here on yourprimetimesports.com.
And I really believe that'll be a really good game.
Oh,
I'm going to tell you why. Wynn is very athletic. They've got a lot of good players. In Forest City, you know, we know what they are ranked in the conference. They're picked to win it again this year. So I think that'll be a great matchup.
Ritchie made 1 of 2 free throws, and I put it up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. I'll fix that right now. 16-12. We're down under a minute. They work it inside. It's batted out, and it will be Beebe basketball. 42 seconds left in the first quarter. So our schedule is just a little bit altered, and I will be changing that this weekend. Also, we've got our Double G Sports Talk Saturday coming back tomorrow. We'll tell you about that very shortly as well. Here are the Lady Badgers. That's Ritchie working it inside, and not going to go in for Gunter. She gets her own rebound, kicks it back out. Down to 25 seconds. Ritchie for 3. It's off the mark.
Well, they are struggling from that side of the floor on those three-pointers.
Back up, Gunter puts it up and in, and now it's a 6-point lead.
Madison Ritchie's effort on that three-pointer may have been the first one that's even touched the rim.
5 seconds left. Blytheville going to try and get off a shot here. She double dribbled the basketball as she crossed midcourt. 2.5 seconds left in the quarter. Beebe will have time for a shot if they can get it to the right part of the floor to get the shot off. Gunter will inbound it. She does, and the shot will not go at the buzzer. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. We'll be back with the second quarter right here on yourprimetimesports.com.
Make the switch now to no-fee banking.
First National Bank provides me with totally free checking, and as a business owner, that helps keep my customers satisfied.
At First National, there are no fees and no hassles. Express yourself by choosing a debit card that fits your personality.
I switched my bank to First National because of no monthly debit card fees. Are you ready to switch?
First National Bank, the working bank for working people. Member FDIC.
Let us show you how easy switching can be.
Do you need insurance? If the answer is yes, let Chris Robinson and his staff at Chris Robinson's Insurance Agency handle your needs. Whether it's auto, life, business, or planning for your retirement, Chris Robinson's Insurance Agency is ready to serve you and your family. Come by Chris Robinson Insurance Agency, 1211 West Court Street in Paragould.
And welcome back, your PrimetimeSports.com. 1 quarter down, 7 to go. 3 to go in this game. And our doubleheader tonight, quarter number 2, Blytheville trailing Beebe 18-12. They've got the basketball. The home team, Lady Chicks, with a record of 5-6 so far on this season. No conference games yet until tonight. And that one's stolen by Ritchie.
Well, Blytheville just keeps trying to go inside, right there at the just inside the free throw line, and they've had several just picked off out of the air right there.
Miller took that to the rack and was fouled on the way in, and she's going to get to shoot a couple. That is team foul number 6 against the Lady Chickasaws. So they're going to be shooting free throws the rest of the half anyway, with 7:38 left to go in the first half. Missed the first free throw. That's her first miss of the night. She missed them both, and it's going to be tracked down in the corner by Prude. Lady Chicks basketball. Prude dumps it inside. That one's high off the glass and in for number 24, Lakeisha Robinson. And she cuts the lead to 4 points. Now they work this one inside. Nowhere to go. They kick it back out to Richie. Now Jackson thought about the three. Instead, she drives to the rack. They're going to call that off.
Going to call that on the floor. A little body contact as she tried to make that drive.
Well, I'll tell you what, she had a clear path. That was probably a good foul by Blytheville, but it's team foul number 7, so she's going to shoot free throws anyway. 1-1 now for Jamie Jackson.
Heard a funny one the other day while she's shooting free throws. I have to tell it. You know, my best bud, Bill Taylor.
Yeah.
He did a couple of games, color on the 103.9 The Game radio. You know, they covered
okay,
DDA.
yeah, yes.
And I was sitting in the parking lot waiting for someone, and I had the game on, and I was going to go down there in a little while, and they called a touch foul, kind of like what we just seen. He said, well, I was hit harder than that Christmas shopping at Walmart. And I absolutely lost it. And I thought, wow, I'll never use that, but I thought that was great. Yeah, Bill really did a good job.
There was a lane violation on her first free throw, so they let her do it over again, and she made it on the second try. And now this is her second one, and she got them both. 20-14 now. Back to a 6-point lead for the Lady Badgers. And it's Lady Chicks basketball. Hill gets it across. Works it inside and out of bounds. It'll be Lady Badgers
and
basketball.
Finally got a good look and a good pass down low. Just couldn't hang on to it.
There was too much for her to handle.
You know, Blytheville's right in the thick of this game if they'll just quit turning the ball over.
Here come the Lady Badgers. That's Mackenzie Bingham. First time we've called her name out tonight. They work it inside, and it's going to be stolen, and then a traveling violation by Hill.
I bet you, Dave, right now that Blytheville Chicks have more turnovers than they have points.
That could be true. That could be true. They've turned it over an awful lot tonight. So now Jamie Jackson will inbound it to Richie. Back to Jackson. She's in the paint. She moves and puts it up and in and draws the foul. Count the bucket. 22-14 now. The largest lead so far. 8 points.
And now the 22 points, just like we talked about as the game started, Jackson, their go-to player, already has 13.
She missed the free throw, though, and the rebound comes off to Blytheville. Tracked down by Fowler. Lady Chickasaws basketball. Inside it goes, and she has it stripped away, and we're going the other way. Stripped by number 10, Bingham.
Dribbling, hopping on 1 foot.
And now travel is going to be called. Back to the Lady Chickasaws it goes. They've had this gym forever. Every time we've ever broadcast, and every time I've ever broadcast before that, always been right here in this gym. Is there any plans, do you know of, that they're ever going to get a new arena?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of, but this is a old gym.
Sure is.
It's had a lot of good basketball played in it.
Oh, yeah. But that goes back to the days of when Blytheville and Jonesboro and Forest City and all them were in the same conference. The old 4A East, I believe it was.
West Memphis.
West Memphis was in that conference. There were some massive, massive battles
Don't
and
you know
rivalries
this place
going
was
on.
packed out?
Oh, yeah. Had 2 turnovers while we were talking about that. Now it's going back to Blytheville once again. 6 minutes to play in the half. Lots of tradition right here in this old gym. And wow, she just took that away from her. That's Bingham. And all the way at the other end of the floor, that's Richie finishing the deal. And it's a 10-point lead. I noticed you utilizing our monitors.
Yeah, because I was tired of standing.
Well, that's fine. You could be pushing those buttons for me, too, if you're going to be down there. You could help me out tremendously there. Out of bounds. It's last touch by Blytheville. New player checking in for Beebe. It's Whitney Emerson. Now here come the Lady Badgers. Oh, and that one's down low. Oh, man, she was wide open, missed the shot, but drew the foul. That's Annalie Glass.
That's going to send her to the free throw line.
And Glass is going to get to shoot a couple. That was on the shot. She missed number 1.
Both teams struggling from the free throw line tonight.
She missed number 2. They started out, go ahead. They started out shooting well. First 3 or 4 trips to the free throw line, and then they just flattened out. Stolen away again. Stolen this time by Ritchie. Jackson with the basketball. Oh, now stolen back. Stolen by Brimlett, and a foul is going to be called against Beebe.
And that's going to be on Jackson. That's going to be her 3rd, I believe.
It sure is. Right here in the second quarter, midway through the second quarter, she's already got 3, and she's having a seat. It's team foul number 4 against Beebe here, and 3 of those 4 have been on Jackson. Now here's the Lady Chickasaws. Humphrey back in the ball game. Kicks it up top. Now inside it goes. And that one is not going to go, but a foul is going to be called. This is Guyton, Ivory Guyton, who will go to the free throw line for Blytheville. Shooting 2 here. Got the first one to roll in.
Who'd you say fouled her there, Pard?
I didn't say who fouled her. I said that's Guyton
Go,
who was shooting.
okay, I'm sorry.
I don't know who fouled her. I didn't catch that.
It was Miller.
Okay. Well, she got both free throws. Draws the Lady Chickasaws to within 9. At 4:45 mark here in the second quarter. Now it's Beebe basketball. That's Brockway over there, almost trapped, and she does lose the basketball. Humphrey comes out of the pile with it. Humphrey with it on the run. Takes it to the rack herself. Can't finish the deal, but she does draw a foul.
And
so
I
now
know this.
she'll go to the line.
Humphrey can run, too. She was getting down that floor dribbling that basketball.
So Aisha Humphrey will shoot 2. And it says 16 fouls up there now. I think they had missed one earlier. It says 6 on BB now. Missed the first free throw, 4.5, left in the half.
That's Bingham. She been in the game already, or is this
Yes.
her first time? Okay.
No, she's actually been in it a while.
Re-entering, okay.
If you notice our scoreboard, it says normally it says BHS or PHS or whatever. Well, both these teams are Bs, so I couldn't do that tonight. I had to put the abbreviation stuff up there so you know who we were talking about. 2 BHSs out there on the floor. Here are the Beebe Lady Badgers now. They work it over to Brockway. And now Emerson. Emerson in the corner she lost it off her own leg out of bounds. It'll be Blytheville basketball.
Well, the last 2 trips down the floor, the Blytheville Chicks have really put some pressure on BB.
Trying to make up for that, it was an 11-point lead at one time. They've cut it to 8, trying to get that momentum shift here in their own gym. Down there on the baseline with it. Humphrey kicks it back out. Now from the free throw line, that jumper is going to be short for Hill. And another jump ball on the rebound. And the arrow this time pointing at BB. About the 4th jump ball we've seen on the rebound tonight already. 2 different color jerseys coming down with the ball at the same time. So Brockway over on the left wing. Kicks it back up top to Bingham. Now Ritchie in the corner has it batted out of bounds. It will still be BB basketball. We have had some 5A East teams playing in non-conference tilts this season already, but neither of these teams. It's first time this year on your primetime sports. Now that's a steal, and we're going the other way. Hill takes it to the rack, can't get it to go. Another fast break miss. Oh, and the putback goes up and in, and Guyton draws the foul.
And Coach Ritchie, if he'd have had any hair, he'd have just pulled it out because he was not happy.
Now the lead 6 points. Guyton can make it 5. And she missed the free throw. The rebound is going to be another jump ball rebound. This time pointing at Blytheville. they'll retain possession.
So 3:24 left, and Blytheville just within 6 points.
And they got the ball, too. Here's Humphrey. Gets it inbounds. Turnaround jumper off the glass. It won't go for Guyton, and it's rebounded by Beebe. Emerson. Oh, she traveled with the basketball. That was number 11, McGraw, just checking into the game and traveling with the basketball. So we've seen both Paragould, boys and girls. We've seen both Nettleton, boys and girls. And we've seen the Greene County Tech girls this year so far of the 5A East teams.
Well, I've seen the boys, too.
Well, I'm talking about on air.
Oh, yeah, on area. Another pass right in that same location, and they just keep turning it over.
And all the way to the other end of the floor, the shot is up and in, coast to coast for number 23, Kalila Miller. Give her the bucket. And she's going to go to the free throw line with 2:56 remaining in the half.
Well, Miller's going to have to take over here to finish out this first half with Jackson on the bench, and she showed that she could just do that. So she finished off a three-point play.
28-19, the lead back to 9 now for the Lady Badgers. This is Hill walking it down the floor for the Lady Chickasaws. Now Humphrey wants to drive, dumps it down low to Guyton. Instead, Guyton didn't handle it, but there was Brimlett to pick it up and put it up and in. And
look what I found.
We've got a 28-21 touchdown lead for the Beebe Lady Badgers. Emerson gets it down in the corner to McGraw, and now we've got another travel.
Another walk.
2:22 remaining in the half.
And Coach Ritchie's up off the bench. He's going to make some changes.
Yeah, McGraw, after two travels, is going to sit down. And Natalie Henley checks into the ball game for the Lady Badgers. Have you lined up any halftime interviews, or are we just going to?
No, I don't have any.
Okay.
Picked off.
Yeah, stolen away by the girl that just checked in. Henley, she almost went coast to coast, but had it out of bounds at the last minute. It'll still be BB basketball with 2:07 remaining in the half. And this first half has gone by kind of quick, even though there's a lot of fouls on the board. And stolen. Miller had it, lost it. Hill came up with it. This is Humphrey. Now Hill. Now over in the corner it goes to Kiana Wiley. Now it's loose. They're going to say it was last touched by Blytheville. It'll be BB basketball. Waiting on the inbound. There it is to Miller. Miller fires up the long two. It is an air ball out of bounds. Lakeisha Robinson inbounds the ball to Hill, and we're back underway. 90 seconds left to play in the first half. Wiley up top to Hill. Back to Wiley. Now they're working inside, and it's batted and stolen. Ahead it goes to McGraw. No, that's Bingham, rather. Shot won't go, and it's rebounded by Wiley. Now Hill with the basketball. Hill with it on the run. Goes the length of the floor, puts it high off the glass, and it's not going to go. Gets her own rebound. That one won't go either. Out of bounds. Last touch by who? BB. It'll be Blytheville basketball.
Glass checking back in for the Lady Badgers.
Inbounding the ball is Tracia Hill. All the way up top it goes to Wiley. Under a minute to play in the half. Now Hill. They work it inside, and again, every time they try to work it inside, it's either batted or stolen. They got it back this time. That shot won't go. Rebounded by Glass. 43 seconds and counting left in the half.
Good bounce pass.
Bingham kicks it back out. Now here's a three-pointer on the way. It's not going to go in for Gunter. Now we're going the other way with it. Humphrey with it on the run. Dumps it off the glass. won't go for Robinson. Whistle and a jump ball on the rebound. Arrow pointing at Beebe. 28 seconds left in the first half. Walking it down very calmly now is Mackenzie Bingham. Gets it across to Henley. Now Emerson drives the baseline, kicks it back out. Here's McGraw, and that one doesn't go in. It does go in. Bingham, not McGraw. Bingham made the long two-pointer. 30-21. We're down to 5 seconds left. Humphrey can't get that one to go in the paint with 2 seconds left. Whistle and a foul on the rebound with half a second left. The foul is on Humphrey. We're going to go to the other end of the floor and shoot a 1-and-1 with half a second up there on the clock. They got going pretty fast there for the last 30 seconds of the half.
The Lady Chicks, they've had so many opportunities, but once again they had another opportunity down there, and you can't shoot it that hard off the glass, Dave.
So now at the free throw line, the 1-and-1. Front end of it, that's 1-and-1. No, it's 2 shots. It's double bonus. They're ahead of me down there.
Yeah, you've lost track.
Yeah, she missed the first one. She made the second one. It's a 10-point lead. There's nothing you can do with half a second. That's going to be the end of the first half. 31-21, the visiting Beebe Lady Badgers leading the home team, Blytheville Lady Chickasaws. We'll take a halftime break, and we'll return right here on yourprimetimesports.com.
You get big time savings and hometown service. Always a bit Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. At Baird, there's a difference you will clearly see. You're always a VIP. Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
Retirement? It's never looked so good. Welcome to Chateau on the Ridge Assisted Living in Paragould, Arkansas. Say hello to fine dining and down-home living, where around-the-clock security and peace of mind are always at your fingertips. And front row seats to the best shows, they're included. We call it Chateau on the Ridge. You can call it home. Call or visit today to get the whole scoop.
Do you need insurance? If the answer is yes, let Chris Robinson and his staff at Chris Robinson's Insurance Agency handle your needs. Whether it's auto, life, business, or planning for your retirement, Chris Robinson's Insurance Agency is ready to serve you and your family. Come by Chris Robinson Insurance Agency, 1211 West Court Street in Paragould.
Through the years, First National Bank has created memories, starting new relationships, handing over keys and responsibilities, planning for the future, and building foundations, realizing dreams and destinations, sharing a lifetime of memories. First National Bank.
Oh, there it is. You tricked me. Welcome back to YourPrimeTimeSports.com.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. We're about to get underway here. Second half.
That commercial was just awful loud in my ear.
All of them are. That's okay. People can hear them well that way. 31-21 the score, a 10-point lead for the visiting Beebe Lady Badgers. It'll be Blytheville basketball coming out of the break. And we still got another game to go after this. We got the boys game coming up immediately following this one. Ought to be a good one. Got another Double G Sports Talk coming back for you tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that shortly.
In between games, we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about our advertisers. I want to talk about some of our advertisers. Been with us all year since the beginning of football season.
Kaylin Fowler immediately made a bucket for Blytheville coming out of the break. BB basketball. Brockway's going to have to track this one down, and she does not do it successfully. It'll be Blytheville basketball. This is Hill, who will run the show for the Lady Chicks here. Gives it over to Humphrey, left side. Back up top to Hill. Now over on the right side, it's number 15, Prude. They work it inside. Nowhere to go. Now Prude comes, and her shot won't go, and another jump ball on the rebound. That's like 7 of those we've seen.
Well, you always see a lot of jump balls in girls' games. Most of the time you see them on the floor.
Yeah, rolling around on it.
Yeah.
Well, that one goes to BB, and they will have the ball. Very early here in the third quarter, approaching the 7-minute mark. And driving with it is Jackson, and her shot is short. She gets her own rebound. And she'll try it again. Same spot. Puts it up. That one rolls in. Back to a 10-point lead. Prude dumps it inside to the wrong color jersey. Jackson comes out of there with it, and then she has it batted away by Humphrey. It'll still be BB basketball. Here's Brockway. Gets it across to Emerson. Now Brockway. In the corner to Jackson. That one's good. Jackson makes it look easy. 35-23.
Well, she's just a real good basketball player. I really enjoyed watching her last year in the state tournament.
And, you know, they used to have, well, I'll tell you in a minute, Jackson picks it off. goes the length of the floor and puts it up and in.
She has a few colleges looking at her. I talked to Coach Ritchie earlier this year, and she I'm not sure where she'll be going, but I think she has a future at the next level.
Beebe used to have a 6'4" girl, an inch shorter than me.
She left.
And she transferred out to Cersei, I believe it was. And as we see this rebound come off to Miller, and Beebe going the other way. She takes it the length of the floor, and hers rolls in. Wow, Beebe starting to run away with it.
A good pass there, and they're getting after it now.
We had talked to Coach Ritchie before the season started, and he said we are going to have to make an adjustment because we built our offense around that big girl in the middle, and she's gone now. Well, it seems that they have done that. It's a full timeout.
Coach Young calling timeout, so we'll take a commercial break.
And we'll be right back on YourPrimetimeSports.com.
You get big time savings and hometown service. Always a bed, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram. At Baird, there's a difference you will clearly see. You're always a VIP. Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
Retirement? It's never looked so good. Welcome to Chateau on the Ridge Assisted Living in Paragould, Arkansas. Say hello to fine dining and down-home living, where around-the-clock security and peace of mind are always at your fingertips. And front row seats to the best shows, they're included. We call it Chateau on the Ridge. You can call it home. Call or visit today to get the whole scoop.
All right, back from the full timeout. 39-23, the Lady Badgers have just opened it up here in the third quarter with 5:24 remaining in it. And it's Lady Chicks basketball.
I think Coach Ritchie lit a fire under them at halftime.
So now here are the Blytheville Lady Chickasaws. It's Hill down in the corner to number 24, Robinson. Now back up top.
Smiley Robinson.
Smiley?
Well, I'll tell you that story here in a second. She's such a good girl. When I was over here doing the pictures for the magazine, she was, the whole time she was just smiling. I said, Keisha, is it Keisha? Is that right?
I'm looking at Lakeisha, yeah.
Lakeisha, I said, I'm going to call you Smiley. And that's what when I see her, I said, Smiley Robinson.
Well, they turned it over. It's Beebe basketball. Brockway works it down to Jackson. Jackson, lost it. Got her pocket picked by Prude. Prude takes it the length of the floor. She can't finish. And Brockway comes down with a rebound. Ahead to Jackson. Jackson dumps it down low. Miller puts it up and in.
That's a good pass by Jamie Jackson and a good shot by Miller.
Wow, it's an 18-point lead, largest lead yet for the Beebe Lady Badgers. Approaching the 4-minute mark here very shortly in the third quarter. Prude with a jumper, and that one is not going to go. Offensive board, and there will be a jump ball on the shot attempt. She came down with it, went back up with it, and the block on that shot resulted in a jump ball. The arrow pointing at Blytheville. And we're back underway. In the corner, Prude. Inside, Humphrey in the paint, puts it up and in, and breaks the scoring drought for the Blytheville Lady Chickasaws.
Yeah, Beebe was on a 10-2 run there.
And now we got a whistle on the other end of the floor and a foul called, and Emerson is going to get to shoot a couple. Whitney Emerson at the free throw line. Double G Sports Talk Saturday back tomorrow. Tell them who we got.
Oh, man, we got Coach Cook going to come in first thing in the morning and talk about them Lady Rams. And then right behind him, we have Coach Lindsay going to talk about the Paragould Rams. And then Coach Boland's going to come in and talk about the Golden Eagles. And, boy, I have a surprise for everyone. One of my favorite coaches, good friend, Coach Mark McCord.
I love him, too. He's a great guy.
Good guy.
Has come to my karaoke shows before.
Just won the NEA tournament just a few days ago. So.
Boy, do we have some stuff to talk to him about.
Oh, yeah.
The national exposure his team has gotten. And we've seen a couple of missed shots and turnovers while we've been talking about that. It's Blytheville ball right now, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Beebe. I will give you guys, unless you've lived under a rock for the past 3 or 4 days, Victor Dukes, the sophomore sensation for the Nettleton Raiders, made a dunk that Michael Jordan would be proud of, and it went viral. And it was on ESPN SportsCenter last night as the #1 play on last night's show. 2 attempts right there, and finally Beebe comes down with a rebound. That's Miller with it on the run. Miller goes the length of the floor, puts it up off the glass and in, and draws the foul.
Pretty move by Miller.
So, yeah, that's directly 5A East related right there. That's one of our teams, the Nettleton Raiders, who was on ESPN last night. We've got the clip of the dunk. We'll play for you prior to tonight's boys game. And, of course, we'll play it again tomorrow for Coach McCord to have his comments on the dunk.
Maybe when we do a Nettleton game here in the near future.
Very shortly, yeah.
I'll try to get Dukes on at halftime guest.
And I think, and I'm trying to remember this, in the one game that we have had, there's a turnover, and Jackson comes away with it. Did Dukes have a dunk in that Brooklyn game that we had? I can't remember. I think he might have.
I think he did, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got a Victor Dukes dunk on our channel online where you can go and watch.
Well, I thought he was sick the game before they played Manila. He missed 2.
Wow.
And that's unusual for him. And, but boy, let me tell you what, he lit it up on that Manila game. I've never seen a high school dunk like that.
Can you imagine as we
good thing about live TV is not only do you get to call the game, which we don't have to call a lot of the game because you get to view the game.
You can see what's going on while we're talking about other things.
Sure.
But can you imagine how, I don't know the kid's name, the Manila kid who was defending on that
was
play.
Bogle.
Bogle?
Bogle,
okay.
yeah.
Bogle got the ultimate facial on national television. That's got to suck for Bogle.
And I want to tell you something. From where I was sitting, which I would have been behind Dukes, I was seeing his back go up in the air.
Right.
I didn't see any body contact. It looked like legs spread, and he just went right over his head.
Well,
but when I seen the YouTube video from the side view, well, he caught him right in the chops.
Well, and it looked like the guys on ESPN, as we get back underway after that short delay, the guys on ESPN were trying to say he climbed Bogle to make that, to get that high. And no, he did not.
No way, no.
No, we'll show you the video. And we got a whistle and a turnover going the other way. It'll be Beebe basketball.
There was no way he climbed.
So he climbed him. Yeah, I'm like, guys, golly.
I mean, he did make some contact from the side view. You'll see it. But
and that was the guys. That
climb.
wasn't the SportsCenter guys that said that. That was the guys earlier in the day on the show, Pardon the Interruption, that said that.
Right. Another turnover by that's a turnover by Beebe.
Right. It'll be Blytheville basketball. See, that dunk was featured on 2 different programs on ESPN yesterday.
Right.
First in the afternoon on Pardon the Interruption, and later on in the top plays on SportsCenter. So, I mean, it's making the rounds. Blytheville basketball. And that shot is up and in for Humphreys. Nice job. Cuts the lead to 17. Now it's stolen. Nope, going to be out of bounds. It'll still be Beebe basketball.
Well, there's no doubt about it. He'll get some serious consideration from some Division I colleges
And he's
now.
only a sophomore.
Yeah,
It's amazing. He's a man-child. Jackson driving the baseline, kicks it out. Now this three-pointer is on the way.
Good shot.
Number 15, Sydney Gunter makes the 3. And that is a 20-point lead, folks. Beebe owning this ball game here through almost 3 quarters now.
I've not figured out the almost full 3 quarters here why they keep trying to make that pass in there on that free throw line.
Yeah. Blytheville basketball, they have not been successful yet with that. It's been batted away or stolen or whatever every time. Now we got a whistle and out of bounds. Last touch by Blytheville. She fell on the baseline. Tripped over the baseline, really. Jumped up and grabbed her. 90 seconds left to play here. Well, the clock is stopped. The clock is not running. And nobody knows it but me. Apparently nobody on the
There
floor
it is.
realizes
That's
now they've
out.
started the clock.
Played a good full 10 seconds.
We played 10 seconds off the clock right there. And we got a whistle and a foul on the rebound. So it'll be Blytheville basketball. And I think they ran some time off the clock to make up for it now.
I would just fix to say, so we're going to get we're going to
Good old Mike Davis down there on the clock. I think he's running the clock.
we're going to get a 32.10 second game out of this.
Actually, Mike's got the book. I don't know who's on the clock, but my old buddy Mike Davis down there running the arrows and the scorebook for Blytheville.
That went off Jackson's foot, so Blytheville's going to retain possession.
This is Hill inbounding the basketball, and she does. She gets it into Guyton. Humphrey fires it up and draws a foul from long distance. And she's going to shoot free throws with 61 seconds remaining here in the third. Trying to get back under 20 points here. It's a 20-point lead for Beebe. Free throw is good. So unless Blytheville gets some sort of a comet lit under them here in the fourth quarter, this one is almost a foregone conclusion. We still got a quarter to play, and anything can happen. But, boy, I'll tell you what, Beebe has just owned this game so far. They've got the basketball right now with an 18-point lead. And they've got, with the exception of Jackson, they've got pretty much all subs on the floor, and Jackson puts it up and in. We're down to 40 seconds.
21 points for Jamie Jackson.
Clearly the leader in this ball game. Humphrey with 11 so far for Blytheville. And that one's loose and still loose, and Humphrey comes up with it. Down to 24 seconds. In the paint, the shot is up. It will not go. And it's rebounded by Jackson. Jackson has it on a run. Folks, if she could dunk it, she would. Off the glass and in. And they've broken the half-century mark here, and the third quarter's not over yet. 51-29. 5 seconds left, 3 seconds left, and it's out of bounds. It'll be Beebe basketball.
This is my scorebook for the boys' game.
You're lying.
No.
You're using Skittles to keep score.
Yeah, colored Skittles. I got 5 different colors here.
On that note, we will take a break going into the fourth quarter. 51-29, Beebe. We'll be right back.
Do you need insurance? If the answer is yes, let Chris Robinson and his staff at Chris Robinson's Insurance Agency handle your needs. Whether it's auto, life, business, or planning for your retirement, Chris Robinson's Insurance Agency is ready to serve you and your family. Come by Chris Robinson Insurance Agency, 1211 West Court Street in Paragould.
Folks, I want you to look at this. You see right there on his roster? That is Clifton's method of scorekeeping right there. 5 different
I thought
colors.
It was pretty good.
What if they have more than 5 players score? You're in trouble, buddy. You only have 5 Skittle colors.
I've had to quit eating them, too.
Yeah, see, because if you start eating them, you're not going to have the score right. Look at that.
Get that camera out of here.
That's one for the books right there. Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate you.
Oh, shoot. You always got to have fun. That's what we do, is have fun.
Who's the yellow Skittles and who's the blue
That's
Skittles?
Jackson.
Okay, she's got the most
Jamie's
Skittles.
got the most Skittles.
You're
this
a mess.
is Miller.
You're a mess.
This is Miller, the blue. So
we're back underway here. 1 quarter left to play. It's a 22-point Beebe lead, and they've got the basketball. That's crazy. And again, we've got, looks like the starter's back in there now. Miller's turnaround jumper will not go, and Prude pulls down the rebound for the Lady Chicks. And a whistle and a foul on Miller on the way back down the floor. We've got considerably less fouls here in the second half than we had in the first. That right there was only team foul number probably 4 against Beebe. Well, it only shows 3 on the scoreboard
they
at this
haven't changed
time.
it.
But only 2 against Blytheville so
Another
far.
turnover
There's another
by
turnover.
Blytheville. And
Jackson
Jackson
again
off
on
to the
break.
races again.
And it's been all Jackson. My goodness.
She could reach the 30 mark.
Sitting on 25 points right now with 7:20 left to play in the ball game. She's probably about to sit down. Stolen by Jackson again, and it's just getting ugly now, folks. Jackson again. This time she dumps it. That one will not go.
Teammate should have given it back to her.
Yeah. Humphrey goes the other way. They're going to call a charge.
And guess who it was? Was it Jackson? No, that was.
Well, let's look. We got a replay. We're going to look at the replay right now. Here comes the charge.
Yeah.
Is that Miller?
That is Sims. Is that 24?
Nope, it was Jackson. We were right the first time.
Okay.
Jackson drew the charge. And a foul is going to be called there.
That's on Fowler.
Fowler. Yeah, a lot of times in basketball, I forget we have that replay. But that came in handy that time. 6:51. 4 team fouls now on Blytheville. They got 2 quick ones right there. Now another foul. And this time, this one will result in free throws. Miller is going to shoot a couple. And they're flirting with the mercy rule now, Clifton.
Yes, they are.
Free throw good. They're 5 points away from it right now. And there's the other one. Now, do you have a method or a mechanism of getting scores from the other 5A East games tonight, girls and boys, so we'll know tomorrow morning on the show what the standings are?
Well, not on the girls, but Coach Jones, the win coach, said he would have someone text me scores at the end of each quarter. And then Coach Bolin, his wife, is supposed to be texting me scores at the end of theirs.
I'd love to get all caught up. When I get home, I'll try and search them out and see if I can get all 8 games.
And I don't have anybody on the Paragould-Batesville game, so.
Well, I do there. I can probably get that. Got Scott Walker, who I can get that score from.
Yeah, that's Scott.
There's a foul right there. While we were talking, Fowler made a bucket for Blytheville to make it 55-31. And then back down here, we're going to see more free throws from Miller. 6:09 to play in the ball game. She made the first one. Back to a 25-point game.
Miller's having a good game, too. That's her 15th point on the board.
Yeah. Missed.
She could have 20 right now if she'd hit her free throws.
She's missed several. Ooh, almost stolen. Hill picked it back up. Out of bounds. It'll be Blytheville basketball.
You know, the 5'10" Fowler girl for the Lady Chickasaws, she's just a junior. Thought she might be a senior, but she's a junior.
Here's Humphrey. Now Hill. Can't get it to go. The rebound is going to be battled for, and Jackson comes out of the fray with it. Ahead it goes to Emerson. Down low it goes, and out of bounds. It'll still be Lady Badgers basketball. 5:42 remaining in this one. Going to have the boys game following this one. Inbound and up. Jackson draws the foul. So you were hanging out with our former or sometime cameraman Brett Carlisle today for most of the day.
We were doing some cold calling.
How's old Brett doing?
Doing pretty good.
Well, I miss him. You know, he did almost all of our football games, folks, and basketball season came around, and he got a little bit too busy for the schedule that we have to keep for basketball. And so that's where my son-in-law came in.
We spent a lot of time over here in the Blytheville OCO area today, and in this area, and so.
Hey, she got them both, and boy, I tell you what, we're getting close to that mark. It's a 27-point lead. If it hits 30, the clock won't stop. Humphrey drives, misses. Jackson with the rebound. Jackson is everywhere.
Jackson has to have a double-double.
Oh, I'm sure she does that. We don't have the assist
Well,
or
and
rebound
as many passes
records.
as she's made and they've missed, she could have a double assist.
You could have a triple-double.
She could have a triple-double, but they haven't knocked them down for her when she's made those passes to her teammates.
Emerson's shot bounces high and off the pipe.
She's coming out, so it looks like she's going to finish with 27.
Yeah, that's going to do it for her.
5:08 left in the game. Coach Ritchie says you've had a good game, so come over here and have a rest.
5 minutes to play. And Humphrey can't get it to go. It's out of bounds. It'll still be Blytheville basketball. Now with the B-teamers out there on the floor for BB, the question is, can they get it to the 30-point deficit? It's out of bounds. It'll be BB basketball. Because the Blytheville starters, for the most part, are still out there. These are the second teamers out there for BB. Emerson brings it across.
That's just picked off by Humphrey.
Now we got a collision down there. And that was, let's see, Humphrey and, well, both number 11s. Katie McGraw and Aisha Humphrey. Both the 11s came together and made 22.
And I even heard the crowd roar through the headsets.
Well, they given the ball to Blytheville after that collision. I don't know what the ultimate call was on that, but it's Blytheville basketball. And now we're going to have another jump ball on the rebound.
Well, they had to have called a foul on McGraw.
I'm sure you're right. Arrow pointing at Blytheville here on that jump ball. Inbound pass from the paint. Shot won't go. Out of bounds. BB basketball.
So now that Jamie Jackson's sitting on the bench, that mean I can eat my yellow Skittles?
Yeah, she's done. The yellow ones are fair game now. In fact, you can eat them all. There's no starters on the floor. All the Skittles.
Oh,
now
good.
you got to save them for the boys' game or go buy some new ones.
I'll buy a new bag.
That one won't go for McGraw, and it's rebounded by Blytheville.
No, she walked. They didn't call it.
They won't call much of anything from here on, probably. Humphrey
that
to Hill.
Was pretty obvious, though.
Now, free throw line jumper goes in for Guyton. Nice break in the drought for Blytheville. It's 58-33. Now it's stolen by Guyton. And she lost it off her own foot to her coach. Her coach is not eligible to play, so that'll be illegal. 3:48 and counting left to play in the ball game. It's batted, and McGraw tracks it down. Now Brockway. She thought about a three. Now she kicks it over to the right side. I don't know how to pronounce number 25's name. Fangai?
For BB?
Yeah.
That's how I'd pronounce it.
Okay.
Fangai.
We're going to go with that. It's out of bounds. Now it's Blytheville basketball. 3:16 remaining.
Fangui.
Yeah.
I think you did a good job there.
Fangai. Well, it might be Fangui or.
Couldn't be.
You'd be surprised. That
nice
one
turnaround jumper.
Does not go, though. Oh, that one didn't go either. She draws a foul. So Guyton will shoot a couple. 3:05 to play. Scoreboard brought to you by Big Top Flea Market in Paragould, north side of Paragould, largest indoor flea market in Greene County.
I have a booth there.
Great big old thing, yeah.
Big old thing.
Yeah, all indoors, nothing outdoors, all indoor flea market.
Yeah, that's the neat thing. It's all indoors. You can just walk forever and shop forever.
I've bought some stuff in there. And she missed both free throws, and it's going to be pulled down by number 15, Gunter. And it is BB basketball. Brockway with it now. Under 3 to play. Now Glass. Now down low it goes. Shot up and in for Emerson. Nice play by Emerson. And they've hit the 60-point mark, the Lady Badger. Boys game immediately following this one after we take a break in between the games. We'll take about, 10 minutes or so in between the games.
Well, before we do that, we're going to talk about some of our advertisers.
Well, yeah, we'll probably take about a 5-minute break, come back early and do that.
All right.
Yep.
Never want to listen to me, do you?
What? I thought that was the plan to begin with.
I'm
don't
kidding
throw
with
me
you.
curveballs here, Mr. Baseball Guy. 2.5 to play in the game. We're just we're killing time at this point. This
Speaking
one's
of
a foregone
curveballs,
conclusion.
have you been receiving the pictures I've sent you?
Gotcha.
Oh, good. Of
Yeah.
Haas?
Now, that one, I believe we were going to air that towards the end of January.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be in January 1st, February. I've still got some more pictures coming for you to put the intro together.
Talking about a Legends Series interview that Clifton did with Hoss Bolin, a former baseball player and coach, former pro baseball player and coach. And over the Christmas break, Clifton got to sit down with him, and we will have that interview for you later on this month or early February.
And he's not a part of our Legends program, but
It's not?
what I was fixing to say is we also had an opportunity to interview Skylar Bolin while he was home.
And that one will probably be before the end of this month. That one will be pretty quick. Probably maybe next week or week after. 62-35 the score right now. A couple of buckets have been made while we've been sitting here talking. Down to 1:40 left in the game. Beebe basketball. Emerson kicks it over to Gunter. Gunter drives in. Can't get it to go. Gunter draws a foul with 92 seconds left to play. Yeah, I think the world of Skylar Bolin. He's a good kid.
Yesterday.
Playing some pro ball.
Yesterday I was in Sonja Tate's office at ASU, and late yesterday afternoon.
Sonia Tate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's in the magazine on the Turn Back the Clock story on the girls' side, and I had noticed 3 WNBA sports cards of her on the wall.
That's awesome.
And I said, you're not going to believe this, but I just ordered 9 cards of you. All 9 are different.
Oh,
She
really?
said, you're kidding. I said, no. I said, I found them on the internet over the holidays.
That's awesome.
So when I get them in, I'm going to scan them, and I said, we're going to use them in your introduction when we do your Legend. I'm going to interview her on a Legend series.
Awesome.
Probably have to wait till after.
You're going to get her to sign them?
No.
Why not? Are you kidding? Why not?
I don't
can't
know.
get it to go.
She's just a friend, and I don't know.
You should get her to sign those. Down to 70 seconds left to play.
Might get her to sign them and give them.
Where'd she play high school?
And give West Memphis.
Okay.
And give them to some kids.
Oh,
nice.
3-pointer for Gunter.
We haven't seen many 3-pointers tonight.
And now, with under a minute to play, they've hit that magical 30-point deficit. Not that it matters this late in the game. It's a 31-point lead. And a shove there. Well, are they going to call the shove or are they going to call?
It's not going to matter. That clock's running.
Yeah, you're right. Shot from the free throw line won't go. Offensive putback goes.
That was by Robinson.
15 seconds left to play in the ball game. Out of bounds.
Robinson only has 4 points. I would have.
Well, I don't even know if they're going to get the inbound pass here.
I would have thought she would have had more than that tonight.
They may not even throw it inbounds. There's the ball game, folks. Final score is 66-37. Beebe Lady Badgers victorious here in the opening 5A East game on yourprimetimesports.com. We're going to take a break. We'll be back before the probably about 5 minutes from now, and then bring you the boys game right here on yourprimetimesports.com.
Do you need insurance? If the answer is yes, let Chris Robinson and his staff at Chris Robinson's Insurance Agency handle your needs. Whether it's auto, life, business, or planning for your retirement, Chris Robinson's Insurance Agency is ready to serve you and your family. Come by Chris Robinson Insurance Agency, 1211 West Court Street in Paragould.
You get big-time savings and hometown service. Always a big Dodge Chrysler